right, so we're back with Fat, Dumb, and Angry. This is John Monster. I'm going to be turning over the microphone pretty soon to Nick and Ben. They're going to talk it out. This is going to be one of the last episodes that we have with Ben. He's moving to Arizona. I almost already forgot. Yes. Arizona. What are you doing out there?
Working. Finally got a job, but it happened to be across the country.
Yeah. You've had enough of Fat, Dumb, and Angry. You're tapping out. You've had enough.
Yes, it's broken me. No,
he has to leave, move across the country to get rid of us.
Yeah, I had to get away.
Well, yeah. How the fuck couldn't you? So here's Nick. Nick, what are we talking about this week?
All right, so, since you're moving away, some things I would like to talk to you about. One of them is, what do you think you might miss about Connecticut?
Miss about Connecticut?
The women?
Sure,
Ooh.
Sure. Although...
Oh, there won't be any North Face and Ugg boots over there, I don't think. It'll be too hot.
Probably not, but it'll be a lot of short shorts.
Ooh, yoga pants.
Tank tops.
Cut off yoga pants?
It is. I mean, I'm going to be somewhat close to one of ASU's campuses.
So what, jailbait? What are you talking?
Well, no. If they're in college, they're at least 18, usually.
And that's
check IDs, kids.
That's old enough for you?
Sure.
All right, how old are you?
Oh, I will be 26 pretty soon.
Doing the equation. Yeah.
You're going to lecture me now? Is that where this has gone?
Okay, hopefully nobody's listened to any of the earlier episodes, but
yeah. If this is your first time listening,
it might not make sense.
Hopefully no cops.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be nice to look at the big open sky, big sky country. Some mountains, maybe.
Now, other than those things you mentioned, what else is there to get Connecticut? I don't think very much.
There are lots of liberals. So,
is that something we're proud of, or?
Well, no, not always, but I think we're able to get along here well enough. I don't know if I'll meet some interesting people.
Yeah.
Who have very different political ideologies as myself.
Well, I think their skin tone might be different.
That'll be fun. Oh, Mexicans, yes.
Yes.
I'm sure I'll meet some nice Mexicans. Yeah. It is, yeah, as you said before, Arizona does touch Mexico.
Invite me to your girlfriend's quinceañera.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go.
Be, pleased for that.
Sure. Well, we have to get married first, so you can come to the wedding and then the quinceañera.
The quinceañera is where they turn 15.
Yes, I know.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Marriage age in Mexico, man.
Well, so you still want to get married before having sex. That's nice.
Right.
I'm proud of you.
With that 15-year-old girl.
If it's going to be an underage girl, you might as well do the decent thing and be Catholic about it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So anyway,
what are you going to miss about Nick?
Ooh, everything. No, nothing.
His big sagging tits.
Yes, that too. Sometimes, like over the course of the winter, when it was especially cold, and my room like fronts right on the street, so the wind whips in and sort of blows through my crappy ass windows. So sometimes, when it was especially bad, I would crawl in next to Nick, and he doesn't know about this until right now because he was asleep. But I would just nestle into him, kind of like in Star Wars when they cut open the tauntaun. But I wouldn't obviously cut him open. I would just sort of...
No, I was already open. He just went from the other side.
Shit. So that's what that was. All right.
It's gaping.
Oh, God damn it.
That's the right word for it.
Yeah. Terrific.
All right, so are you going to miss... You're going to miss Will? You're going to miss our apartment? You're going to miss... I'm sure you have a lot of friends and family up here.
Yeah, I will.
Well...
I will miss our apartment and Will. My mom was like, Ben, we'll miss you dearly, but... Arizona seems nice. So I'll come and visit you.
You gonna try meth while you're down there?
I thought about it.
It's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, I've heard. Although I've also heard that you shouldn't even do it once.
Really?
Or maybe just once. But then I saw another thing with Robert Downey Jr. and it's like meth. Maybe just do it once.
Yeah, I think everything's worth doing once.
Right. Well, then what did Mark Twain said?
Yeah.
Try everything once except for incest and ballroom dancing.
He took out incest?
Right, yes, he took it out off the table.
Why is that off the table? There's a certain level you can go to, it's okay. And that's when she's willing.
Right. Of course, consenting adults.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, I preach consent here. Okay.
I mean, yeah, exactly. If you in the privacy of your own home and whatnot.
Didn't you just go to your sister's wedding?
It was my cousin's wedding, by the way, and yeah, and funny. I got a funny story about that. Me, out of all people, I had to walk down the aisle with a little girl. So if you could imagine that, and I don't think she definitely did not want to get too close to me.
No.
Which
does your parole officer know about this? I guess he does now.
He was there. He was walking behind me.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, he was.
Gun in hand.
Yeah.
Shotgun wedding.
Me and my brother, we also went to the rehearsal like stoned out of our minds, which was it was good for me, but my brother doesn't smoke a lot, so he was like freaking out and like laughing and like, I don't know,
spaced.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Him and my grandma finally had like the same looks on their face. It was good. We're like, oh man,
Does your grandma smoke mad weed too?
She should. She'd be better if she did. She takes mad like prescription drugs.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's a great picture my brother took of her with like everybody blurred around her, and it's just the way she is. The world's moving around her. You know, she's too drugged out.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a lesson for you, kids. Don't get fat.
Don't be old. Nice. Well, yeah. So is your grandma? Is she on the table then? So your cousin? You're gonna tell a story about your cousin.
My cousin?
How you stood up at the wedding and said, "I object."
I am in love with this man. It's a male cousin.
Right. Okay. Fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there is. We're still at this point in America where it has to be heterosexual incest. Homosexual incest, it's putting like two things that we're not really too okay with together, which is making us really not okay with it. So we got to like put some things like, you know, like marriage and pot smoking together, you know, something like that, or like bestiality and what's something we're not too okay with. No, something we are okay with.
Something we are okay with.
Bestiality and
fast
Congress.
food.
Oh, fast food. That's not bad.
Oh, that sounds terrible. That's like the worst.
Sesame Street.
Ooh. Bestiality in Sesame Street. Big Bird. Pretty big.
He's pretty big. He's like 80.
80 pounds?
No, he's
Inches?
80 years old.
Centimeter?
Anyway, go ahead.
I don't know, some things I wanted to talk to you about, thinking that obviously I might not see you for a while once you leave, or ever again, once you're decapitated by the cartel.
Right.
The cartel.
No, I've got a job lined up with the cartel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your butt stuff? Or?
Stateside agent. Yes, butt stuff. Basically hiding drugs in my butt. Taking them across the border.
All right. Do you think you're going to watch different porn in Arizona?
Well, I anticipate that because my IP address will have changed, that the horny singles in my area will probably be different.
Oh, man, there's so many more people to meet out
More
there.
Mexican, perhaps.
Yeah.
A little Latina honey.
You might be a little foreign.
Give her one of those.
Give her one of those, yeah. Give her a little, we need to come up with a Connecticut sex move.
The nutmeg.
The nutmeg. Oh, there we go. Give her the nutmeg.
What does that even mean? It's when you
nut in her and then you shove a nutmeg up there? I don't know.
No.
You cum in her face, but then you throw cinnamon on it afterwards.
That would be the cinnamon challenge.
You both have sex after eating a bunch of nutmeg? Doesn't that mess you up?
Oh.
Not in a good way.
Yeah. Apparently, if you, I think it's nutmeg, or if you eat like 2 pounds of it or something, it has hallucinogenic properties.
Oh, how about you?
Like how poppy seeds are like, you know, could give you a false positive for opiates. It's like that.
I only know that because of a Seinfeld episode.
Like if you eat 500 bags of poppy seeds, you'll
really
get high on.
You have to eat that many?
It's got to be some fucking enormous number. I don't even think that actually would work. But the nutmeg
why
thing.
are they putting poppy seeds on there?
Well, because they're, I don't know, they're good. They get in your teeth.
Nobody thinks they're good.
They get stuck in your teeth.
Yeah, they're just a conveyance. I don't know.
They give you it's texture. It's all texture. Gives you an opportunity to be like, hey, excuse me, you have some poppy seeds in your teeth.
Oh, excuse me.
Mind if I wash them out with my dick?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's pickup lines.
Man, air conditioning is gonna be so important.
Mm-hmm.
Our freaking apartment was so hot, even without air conditioning during the summer. Dude, that's gonna be rough. You're gonna have to shower a lot, probably more often. You're gonna get a lot of swamp stuff.
Well, it's dry though. That's the thing. It's not.
Yeah, but you're
humid.
not gonna get sweaty.
No. Well, it depends. Depends on what the.
Some undermange.
Because the problem is that if there's no humidity, then any sweat that forms on you immediately evaporates into the atmosphere. It's like when you're riding your bike, like on the long bike races through the desert and stuff.
So use something
really
more about
dangerous.
sitting around for me to understand. Yeah, riding a bike, I don't get that. Use something about like sitting or eating or. So what are you thinking for 2015, 2016? Are you thinking like how do you think things are going to play out? How about with Ukraine, the United States? I mean, we're not going to see each other for a long time, so I don't know. Just think, how are you going to think this year is going to turn out?
Well, I think yes, I think so. That's right. I agree. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen in Ukraine.
You have no idea? You have no ideas?
Russia will continue to try to take over the world, and then China will be like, "Hey, we want to take over the world too now," and then they'll fight it out.
You're gonna fight each other for taking over the world?
Yeah, or they'll just agree to split up all of Europe, and just right down the middle. Top half goes to Russia, bottom half goes to China.
Why would anyone want the bottom half?
Well, bottom half has got like
Italy, Greece,
yeah,
Spain,
all the worst countries in the EU.
Know, right? Well, the ones you don't want.
Turkey, perhaps.
No,
Turkey's northern. Yeah, all the shit countries.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Anyway, okay.
I believe also very strongly that by the end of 2015, we will have solved race relations in this country. I'm calling it right now.
You think so?
Yep.
And how do you think we're going to do that? A Tyler Perry movie? No. Eddie
Obviously, it would have to be a trilogy of Tyler Perry movies.
Tyler Perry saving the United States.
Unprecedented, yes. 3 movies, specially designed and produced by Barack Obama.
To take the blame off the white man?
Right.
Okay.
Right, basically.
Okay, so that's how you think it's going to turn out?
Yeah.
I highly doubt that's actually going to happen, solving race relations, until we find out that we all hate a different race more, or until eventually it gets flipped on us and that Mexicans take up more of the United States and they just hate all of us, so then we're all discriminated against. But that'll take like a few hundred years, I think.
Maybe.
That'd be kind of cool to be discriminated against, right? I've never had that happen. It might be neat.
Sure you have.
Well, for what?
Oh, I don't know.
Just want to hear you say it.
They make you trying to think of a good thing. I don't know, you're fat.
Yeah, I know, right? I just wanted to make you say it out loud. Feel those words. How does it feel? Good?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Probably better than you feel.
So I was at work. We have to use a lot of ladders, and I was thinking that I could make myself get fat enough where I exceed the maximum capacity for the ladder with like holding a box, you know. So I'm on my way there.
You'd what? So they just wouldn't make you do it?
Well, the maximum capacity is like 400 pounds. So when I get to like 380, we'll see. You think I can still climb a ladder at 380?
No, but I'd like to watch it. It's like the episode of The Simpsons when Homer purposely gets really fat so he can work from home, and then he has like his workstation airlifted in, and then he kills everyone or kills all the crops.
Yeah, it's not very positive for fat people. The Simpsons never really were. But do you think a fat person would have a better chance falling?
Yeah, I think so. I think just by definition,
like cushion.
You got lots of cushioning.
It's worth figuring out.
Or if you're like stranded on a desert island or something.
We could do like we could like drop fat people into countries, you know? Doing like low airdrops. We'll just like roll off the...
For what? As like a food source?
No, I'm thinking as a weapon of war.
Oh.
Now what we do is we send them to other countries, and the other countries are like, well, what the fuck, you know? And when they start letting these people die, it's like a humanitarian crisis, and they're like, oh man, now we gotta start like feeding these people, or else the whole world hates us, and they waste all this money feeding these fat fucking bastards the United States won't take back.
Nice. Actually, that's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah. Because once fat people start dying by like a few hundred, they'll be like, oh man, no, we can't let this happen. No, fat people. They'll be like fat feminists and fattists.
I mean, that's redundant, isn't it?
Oh man. Are you gonna miss Connecticut's feminism?
I don't really have much experience with Connecticut's feminism.
I don't have much experience with Connecticut's women, so that might be part of it. Not their consenting women, but
or their non-paid women.
The women of the night.
The women of the night.
I like that. I like those women. They remind me of Batman.
Yeah. Instead of like the bat signal, you just like flash $40 in the air and they just show up and...
Is that really an appropriate amount?
Give you half and half. I don't know.
Like if you're going to proposition a woman for sex, not like a known prostitute, but a woman
okay.
How much money would you give her? Like where would you start it?
It depends on the woman, but someone that I know, I actually like.
Yeah.
Or just some woman that I've met before.
Someone like yeah, someone that you would see enough that you could have sex with them.
Okay.
So not your mother.
Okay. Well, damn it.
I know, right? That's a cheap one. Anything for you, Benji?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Quite a bit. I'm thinking like $100. Start there. Maybe go to 200 at most.
Well, no, but see, okay, fair enough. If you really want to lowball it that hard, I don't know what kind of women you know. But I was gonna say you can't. It's like the opposite of The Price is Right. Like you can't go under. So your first bid can't be not enough, or else it just ends the conversation.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think you can bargain with them.
I don't think so. I think if you straight up made an offer, they may accept. But if you worked your way up to that offer, I don't think it would happen. It's like, madam, would you have sex with me for $20 million? And she said, oh, yes, of course I would. And then he says, would you have sex with me for $2? And she says, no, of course not. I'm not a whore. And he says, oh, madam, we've already established what you are. Now we're just haggling on the price. So, I mean, no, you can't. I don't think you can lowball. You got to go straight to the top so that she'll say yes.
Has smoking marijuana ever made you think gay thoughts? Have you ever seen those advertisements or like the propaganda?
Yes. No, yes, I have. I have definitely experienced gay thoughts.
Oh boy.
While smoking marijuana.
Now you smoke marijuana with a guy sometimes, don't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
We're passing this phallic object back and forth. Sucking on it a little bit, getting that white milkiness to come out.
And sometimes you pull it out like too quickly and it like kind of goes over your face a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. You breathe it in through your nose.
And then you spit. Cough it up a little bit.
Because it got in your lungs, and it's stuck in there.
Get all the goo out.
So that's...
No.
Oh, okay.
Well... No, I was thinking like if it makes you so paranoid, like you're paranoid that you're gay. Like, oh my God, what if I'm gay? Oh God. I'm just uncontrollable.
I've had that sitting in our apartment and like start smoking, and then I'm like, oh my God, like I hear people walking all around me. Like maybe those are DEA agents. Maybe, and then I'm thinking to myself like, how often am I ever thinking about that? Like, Jesus Christ, why would it be now when I'm high? Wait a second, Nick, you're freaking yourself out. And then I just jack off. It's usually my antidote.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good solution.
Sometimes I wake up and I don't want to go to work, so I jack off. I end up at work somehow. I don't know how that happens, but...
Just black out afterwards.
So, Ben, reading some things in the news recently about... apparently we've developed warp drive or whatever they want to call it, but what do you think about these new developments in space travel?
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
You think it's finally coming quicker than we thought?
No.
That's what she said.
John wants to say phrasing boom.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, I think we're finally almost back to where we should have been, 40 years ago after the space program.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think we should have been more advanced by now.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, look, we went to the moon. We basically put into place the International Space Station. And that was like the last thing. Like the space shuttle is retired. You know, all that stuff, like the ISS, that was like winding down the space program. And in and of itself is like the most expensive, like most complicated technological object ever built by mankind. And that's like the tail end of our space program when the Russians were like, well, I guess we can be friends and do some space stuff together with you. So, I mean, no, God, I mean, we went to the moon, we developed these ridiculous technologies and rockets, and then we just fucking stopped.
Do you think that I feel like they started trying way harder with this stuff once we got to Mars? You think for some reason maybe they found something on Mars that they want to go to Mars now, or they think it's a planet maybe worth going to or something?
I mean, that's one of the fun theories, where we found something on Mars, and that's why everybody's getting all psyched up about this. And they've planted your Elon Musk characters and all the different private space companies to get people back into it, so we can go dig up the monolith on Mars and then do whatever happens there.
2001 Space Odyssey.
Yes, exactly. No, I think that's unlikely. Mars.
I mean, I think it might be like resources, or I don't know, a planet they might want to explore, but
unless you're gonna build like underground cities, it's kind of a pain in the ass to live on Mars because there's no the atmosphere is completely poisonous. It's all carbon dioxide. It's cold as fuck. The gravity's low. There's no magnetic field, so you just get cooked by radiation when you're outside on the surface. So it's not the best place to go. So I don't know. I don't think there's really anything super worth it there.
Now,
right now, for us.
What a kick in the ass would it be if Total Recall was right?
There was a portal to hell on Mars somewhere?
No, that's Event Horizon. Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He goes there with and they put air. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie, by the way.
No, hold on. What am I thinking of?
You're thinking
of Doom.
Doom? With The Rock? By the way, great movie. I highly suggest watching it.
Right?
It was Doom 3D.
Yeah.
They had the first person thing.
Yeah.
Which is, oh man. Do you think this is something I've been thinking about. Do you think that at all there could be aliens already on Earth, already visiting Earth, helping us develop this stuff? The PlayStation 2 didn't come from nowhere. It
did come from Japan, though, I believe.
So aliens might be in Japan?
Yes, probably. That's probably where they are, if they're anywhere.
Really?
Yeah. Japanese people are weird.
I would have thought the United States and the Russians would have been in contact with them. I thought the Russians were doing something with aliens when we were finding all those giant craters in Russia with satellite imagery. I was thinking either that or they're building giant underground cities to start a nuclear war so most of their people could live.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Maybe Stalin was doing that. Who knows?
Maybe. No. No. You know what? Because I don't know. I have a general theory on the problem. If a species is powerful enough to come to Earth, then there just doesn't seem to be that many reasons why they would care or would like us at all. Like most of the scenarios, if you have another alien race that's powerful enough to actually get here from wherever they're from, they're probably just gonna kill us and just either enslave us or kill us or suck us up and turn us into Soylent Green, or steal our water or something from the surface of the planet.
I like to think about it in the way of think about the Europeans going to Africa and stuff like that. I mean, they were more advanced than them. I know it's not a huge gap, but imagine where we will be 1,000 years from now. We might have the ability to warp around, go invisible, and look at planets. So I'm thinking, if it's only 1,000 years, that might be the difference between us and another civilization. They might not be that much different than us, Yeah. They might want to, I don't know, keep us alive just for the fuck of it, because they care about life, maybe because United Alien Nations, where they're all they got a bunch of bleeding heart liberals in their government.
Bleeding heart alien liberals.
Can I interject here? Europeans going to Africa ended in slavery. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Black guys got laid.
Thomas Jefferson too.
Hey, if I get some, that's more than I'm getting now in my freedom.
Some alien poontang.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, it's yeah. I suppose it is possible. I don't know. There's too many variables. It depends on how you get here. Because look, the universe is so freaking huge and vast that in order to travel far enough to reach the Earth from some other habited planet, you'd need to be super uber powerful already. So like, what would you even care about slaves or about, like, I don't know, reality television shows?
You know, it comes. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. That what comes next is just culture. You know, media, sexy stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Drugs. Imagine the drugs you can get from other alien cultures.
Right?
Yeah.
Probably would kill you.
Maybe we're just kept around just for weed. You never know.
Maybe it's the only planet that you can
The
grow
only
weed
planet,
on.
yeah, with weed. So.
It's the only planet with beer.
Ooh, beerzite.
That we know of.
Anyway, what do you think, in our lifetime, what do you think we will see when it comes to space travel? You think we're going to see the colonization of another astral body, you know, be it moon, I don't know, planet, anything like that? Do you think we'll see going to another galaxy in our lifetime? What do you think we might see?
I hope so, because I want to see all that shit.
Aliens, you think we'll see? I've seen some stuff saying that they'll find life by like 2018 or something like that. But.
Well, there's a difference between life and like a spaceship. I mean, you can find like fossilized bacteria in Mars, I'm sure. It's probably there. But like, you know, some dude showing up in a ship is a totally different thing. Which I hope happens too. That would be fun. Or not fun. But it would be cool to see. I think so. I think I fully intend on taking a trip into space by the time before I die. Hopefully I can visit the moon, go chill, go have a drink at the moon bar.
You think that's where our first colonies will be?
Well, okay. Relevant is the most recent crew from the International Space Station had two guys, a Russian guy and an American, who are going to stay up there for a year, which is twice the normal rotation. Usually you're up there for 6 months. And so part of it is to figure out whether or not we can survive in space, a space environment for long periods of time, because we don't really know. And everything that we do know says that it's not good long term. I mean, when they first launched people into orbit, they thought like your eyes would like bulge out and like your throat wouldn't work because there's no gravity, so you can't swallow and stuff. And that turned out to be bullshit. But we do know that spending a bunch of time in space, you get a bunch of radiation, which is really bad. You lose bone density and your muscles get all fucked up, which is bad. So they're going to try to figure out if people can survive for long periods of time, and that will really determine what we decide to do. Otherwise, you're going to have to go somewhere where there's some gravity and some protection from the sun.
Is it possible to make the artificial gravity, or is that just science fiction?
Insofar as you like flip a switch and like gravity turns on, that's science fiction. But what you can do is build a big donut shaped like living quarters in your spaceship, and then you spin it, and the centrifugal force creates gravity pulling to the outside, and so you walk. You know, you can walk around like, you know, in the gravity.
What movie was that in?
There's one in Gravity, I think, and there's one in 2001: A Space Odyssey when he's like walking around the Taurus. Yeah, so you can do it that way.
Okay.
But it's hard to protect yourself from the radiation.
I guess that's why like a planet would probably be our best chance.
There's talk of putting like floating cities on Venus. Because you can't actually go to the surface because it's like 500 degrees and like 25 times the pressure, and all the atmosphere is like ammonia, and it rains like sulfur and
what
shit.
What must it be like on the surface? It must be awesome.
Oh, it's hell.
It's
terrible. It's like a smoky, foggy hell landscape. Yellow, corrosive gas, and just like melts your face.
Cloud cities, though, I guess that might be possible.
Yeah, it's possible. Sit above it.
Yeah, black people, Lando.
Yeah,
we'll send them there.
Lando Calrissian.
Hey, if I was told I was going to get shipped off to a cloud city, I'd be kind of cool with it.
What if it's like a work camp?
What if there were no girls there?
What if you had to work?
What's the difference, Nick?
I know.
You're
right?
not getting laid anyways.
I was about to say my whole life right now is go to work, don't get laid. So I don't think there'd be a huge difference.
You know what sucks about being a slave? The hours are terrible and you can't leave. That's the only thing about being a slave. Yeah.
Philip J. Oh man. All right.
So, yeah. I'm
so
hopeful.
space, yeah.
I'm hopeful.
What do you think the first alien species we find is going to look like?
It'd probably be like bacteria. The most interesting one, you mean?
No, I'm talking like intelligent life.
Oh, intelligent life. I don't know. Probably
think their dicks will be bigger than ours?
That's the second time you said that. Why are you so concerned?
Probably.
That decides everything. Oh, that decides at least the battle that'll take place.
Right. Oh, you humans have such a big penis. No, yeah, I think their dicks will be definitely bigger than ours.
I like the Japanese accents.
Because they are going to come from a planet that has really high gravity. And so, like, it will just be pulled downwards.
Oh,
and then it'll
boy.
have to be so strong and rigid in order to withstand the extra gravity. It'll just be monstrous. And they'll come to Earth and it'll just fly around unconstrained by our weak gravity. And it'll just do huge damage to people.
Oh man, like Dr. Octopus, except
like,
with just one tentacle.
They'll see a hot chick, and like normally on their planet, like it requires a superhuman feat of strength, a Herculean effort to get a boner because the gravity is so strong. You have to like lift your dick up.
So we're talking Kryptonian here.
When they get to Earth, they'll like see a hot chick like walking down the street and be like wham, and they create a shockwave and it'll kill everyone.
So well, this gives me some hope for maybe finding a species that we're the other side of that. That might be nice.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Little Nancy boys from some tiny planet.
Yeah, those
Tiny
little gray
penises.
aliens. I bet they got tight buttholes.
Tiny penises.
Ooh. That's why they're here.
They just have the one hole.
They're trying to develop our penis technology.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't have sexual reproduction.
You ever notice that every time they abduct somebody, they always do butt stuff to them? You're looking at the prostate.
Yeah, it's magic.
Their males are very upset they don't have a G-spot.
That's God's brain right there.
The prostate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God put a little bit of himself right in your ass.
Thank you, God.
Thanks, God.
I appreciate it when I'm pooping.
Thanks for making pooping feel so good.
Yeah, I've always wondered why guys always love pooping, but I was figure it out for me one day. How awesome would it be to like warp to a black hole, like to get to examine one, observe one, and like fuck with it? Because we don't know that much about them.
Just watch Interstellar.
Ah, okay. But that's not real science.
No, not really.
It's Matthew McConaughey, which
I love Matthew McConaughey.
yeah, come on, girls are staying the same age for him. So he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
And that's the last person I'm going to send into space is a pedophile. Unless there's a little girl going with him. But well, it's
soda.
cruel not to send company.
A road soda.
Anyway,
You're a hypocrite.
why am I here?
No, he doesn't want to go to space.
No, I do.
He just wants to be a pedophile on Earth.
I just imagine Hal talking to me. Nick, she doesn't want it, Nick. Nick, stop. She's crying, Nick.
I'm sorry, Nick.
I'm sorry I have to do this, Nick. There go the Cocoa Puffs, Nick. Just shoot them out the lock.
Oh, God, I can't even think of
Can't even think of it.
poor Hal. Things he's seen. Had to clean up after.
How do you think the presidential election is going to turn out? Who do you think is going to eventually be the Democratic candidate, the Republican candidate? Who do you think is going to run naked across the stage? Hint, might be me. Who do you think is going to see my private parts? Hint, nobody. It'll be covered by the fat. Anyway.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry.
We were close to being offended, but then we realized nothing inappropriate was actually shown.
Actually, yeah. Look.
Yeah, like
No, Tom. You can take off the blurry bar. There's nothing there.
it's just stomach and thigh.
Just skin.
Skin and hair, man. Okay.
Oh, there's a Secret Service, and then Nick takes 6 rounds to the chest.
No, I take the taser to the crotch, like we were talking about earlier.
Yes. Yeah. What would happen if you were tasered directly in the penis?
No. It's not that. It was what would happen if you were tasered directly in your erect penis? Would it explode? What would happen to the blood in there? Like, we got off topic, but
it would hurt a lot. That was that's all we came up with.
I'm just thinking it'd be funny just to see it like pop like a balloon.
Oh God, no. Like a sausage casing.
A sausage casing, yeah.
Overfilled with sausage.
So let me ask you about this, Ben. Nepal. Any way we can blame it on the gays? Anyway?
Well, I mean, easily, because it's their fault.
Okay. Yeah, I know, right? They pissed off God, didn't they?
Right, yeah, they were being gay everywhere, and God was like, well, you know what? Have an earthquake. You know what? Have two.
Now, my question is, how many gay people were there in Nepal? Because maybe God's punishing them for not being gay.
Possibly.
I don't see earthquakes going on in San Francisco right now.
Right, well, yeah.
Arguably the gayest place in the world.
Arguably.
Most sodomies per capita.
Most sodomy per capita. Well, you mean California might just disappear any day. Who knows? San Andreas Fault.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just going to go into the ocean.
Okay. Other than Nepal, what else do you think the gays are at fault for?
Well, global warming.
Okay.
Which only works because humans don't cause global warming, but gay people are not human. So we have a loophole that all the conservatives have been looking for. We can blame it on the gays. Sea level rise, obviously. The decreasing Arctic ice shelf.
Let me say this too. Methane. Now, by opening up that cavernous area, you're releasing more methane. So...
Yes, that's true. And even though the gays do typically drive more fuel efficient vehicles, it does.
They're trying to make up for the butt stuff.
It doesn't, right? It doesn't cancel out. Yeah. So yes. Generally, global warming.
That's why if you're gonna have anal sex, keep a HEPA filter on.
Right.
Yeah, it's only right.
Like I said, earthquakes, tsunamis. Hillary Clinton. Definitely, gays are responsible for that train wreck.
Ukraine.
No. Well,
I read this article recently where they're talking about how there's a lot of Russian propaganda depicting NATO as like a gay platform or whatever. Like, what an awesome way to do propaganda. Like, go Russia. That is sick nasty. Like, by the way, NATO, bunch of gays.
Bunch of gays. Bunch of queers.
Yeah.
Western queers. Well, I was thinking maybe Vladimir Putin is actually secretly gay, and he's just been trying to hide it with all these compensating measures, taking over territory, annexing Crimea and whatnot.
Making conquests.
Right, exactly.
Like Napoleon, he was gay.
He can't make his sexual conquests because his love is forbidden, but he can actually conquer territory.
Really?
Yeah. Or not. I don't know.
So how fat of a girl are you willing to date?
Not that fat, really.
Oh my God.
Yeah, not that fat.
I'm posting your personal information to feminist websites as we speak. This guy's not willing to date a fat person.
I mean, so who cares?
Spam him.
I'm not going to date them anyway, so why do I care?
Okay, so
ham planets.
Ham planets.
Yeah, there's a
pork rollers.
There's a subreddit dedicated to it's called r/fat people hate. So it's just about hating fat people.
Do you think you're prejudiced against fat people?
Yes, I think so.
Do you think it's easier to laugh at a fat person? As you look at my gut before you answer.
No, I don't think so. I can laugh at anyone's misfortune.
Okay.
Be they fat or black or gay.
Okay.
A woman.
So then how fat are you willing to go? Because, personally...
To date? To appear in public frequently with this person?
Yes, because personally, in my opinion, what I've gotten from men is that they don't want to date someone fatter than them. They want to be with somebody who's smaller than them. So is that where it's at, or is it
I'm
else?
Skinny as fuck. So a girl who's
tits are different. Tits
skinnier
and ass
than me is probably like anorexic.
Well, she's probably also not 6'2".
That's true.
Yeah.
No,
but her penis might be.
Right. Could be huge.
6'2".
You never know.
See, that's lucky with you, because if you have a larger penis, you can date a transvestite with a larger penis because you're still dominant because you have the larger one.
Right.
But if you're smaller, you have a smaller pool of transvestites to date.
Right, because you'd be overshadowed.
Exactly.
Right.
There's no way you can dominate someone with a bigger penis.
I would never date a woman with a bigger penis than me.
No, never.
Yeah, I draw the line there.
Transvestites get penis reduction surgeries. I don't know. Remove the head. Just shaft. That's fine.
God, just the shaft.
It's just shaft, and then it stops. It's just a flat. Yeah,
Everything but the tip. Oh man, no. You know, if you're gonna do that though, you have to put something on there, like a pen topper. You know, like one of those erasers you get in middle school. No, you have to put something on there, like a finger puppet or something.
Like you get the dentist.
Yes, exactly. Because God, just ending a flat cylinder would just be terrifying.
Well, penetrating might be tough, but they're not supposed to penetrate, so.
I would be surprised if they're still alive.
After that happened?
Yeah.
So you won't date a fat girl?
I mean, I'd see her on the side for a little while. It's like, it's like a moped. They're fun, but you don't want your friends to see you ride one.
That's sad. She's doing you a service.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Of course, maybe you're doing her a service too, though.
Full service.
Here's something interesting that I've always thought. People try less hard with fat people in bed. I think that's true. Because you would think, if you're with a fat girl, I don't need to try as hard because I'm hotter. And I know you would.
I would think that she would want to try hard.
I see.
Yeah.
See, which would take the burden off of you.
Right.
But of course, he's fatter. It's going to be harder for her to try hard. You should be trying harder.
Right. Well, yeah, I wouldn't want her to
Equality isn't just
get out of breath, have a heart attack. Interesting. I don't know. Yes.
If you killed a fat person, no. If you killed anybody during sex, how long would it take you from feeling bad to feeling pretty hot about it?
Yeah, I fucked him to death.
Yeah, exactly. Like, man, I deep-throated that girl till she died.
Well, okay, so
That's a little bit different, I
so the
think.
question is am I directly to blame for her death, like by suffocation, or does she have like a heart condition?
How do you deep throat a girl to death?
Oh, you just stick it all the way in there.
No, Nick. Well,
So you're talking about me personally?
You're the one that said it. How do you deep throat a girl to death?
Well, I approach with a low descent. I apply lubrication and I hope for the best. I just assume wailing hands about means things are going well.
Wacky waving inflatable tube guy.
Yeah, it's like she's like waving me in, approach.
Or stay back.
Yeah, well, you never know. I mean, when an airplane's coming in, it's too late to stop it. So you can't send it back in the air.
I'm landing this thing.
Exactly. So deep throating a girl to death would be more about
Hope the runway's ready. I'm landing this thing.
which I think we should make penis altercations to include a little air hole so they can breathe while they're doing it.
Alterations?
Well, like
Penis altercations, like a penis fight?
No, like an alteration.
Right.
Like alteration magic in Skyrim.
Right, exactly.
Breathe through my penis.
Why? What's
arena of orgasms?
Because you'd never have to take your penis out of a woman's mouth, which would mean the woman could.
Oh, so she could breathe through your dick.
Yes, so she couldn't talk though.
She has a nose, doesn't she?
I thought you no.
I guess if it's.
I thought if you're big enough, you block a bunch of stuff. I don't know.
Possibly.
I mean, not that I'm worried about that because obviously it's not going to happen.
Wait, I think this has come up before.
Arena of penis.
Do you suck dick in your esophagus or your trachea?
Ooh, never thought about that. I think it's the.
It's got to be the esophagus.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're swallowing, you're not getting a lung full of cum.
Lung full of cum. What have I done?
Good band name.
Lung full of cum.
Def Leppard song.
Or a song, yeah. So yeah, okay, so I guess we've answered that.
Okay. Oh, man, this is the first time I've ever felt like a black person. I just can't believe what you said about fat people. I'm very upset. I want there to be a fat riot, but instead they're just taking pictures of fat people in their home protesting because they're not going to leave their home.
They're too lazy.
They're not
Yeah,
going
exactly.
anywhere.
At home on their little moped scooter thing, like with a little sign.
driving around in circles with picket signs.
I support Cheetos for government.
Chester Cheetah.
Yeah. How long do you think it could last in Asia just using Ching Chong Bing Bong?
How long could you last?
Yes, could I last
before they kill you?
Yes,
or like
or get jail time.
Yeah, like being able to eat. No, if you got thrown in jail, you'd last a lot longer. I think.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe they'd probably give you your own cell because
because I'm fat.
They couldn't fit anybody else in there.
They couldn't fit another Asian guy in there with me.
Even a tiny Asian guy. They'd
then again, if I go to a prison in Asia, I might stand the chance of being, the dominant one.
The raper.
Yeah, the raper instead of the rapee for once in my life. Fucking sick nasty, bro.
Oh, God. Thank God I got that one out.
Now, how do you think about this? Because this is something I like to think about when discussing race in the media is should there really be more black people on TV? Not that I'm against it or anything like that, but shouldn't it really come down to a race percentage of the United States when you really think about it? Because when they're selling stuff on TV, they're selling to the population. So if most of the population is white, then pretty much most of the people on TV should be white compared to whatever the next race is that takes up the population. Now, I know the United States is very broad, so there's a lot of different places where that percentage change. Mm-hmm. But do you think it's really worth people getting upset about not enough black people on TV if it fits the percentage of the 13% of the United States that is black people? 13% of the black people on TV are... Okay, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
I think I know what you mean, but I guess that assumes that you can only like your own race, which I think is
which we're not
racist.
I mean, I don't want to say it, but I'm just saying we're not really willing to admit to that to ourselves. Is that I think deep down we all like our race a little bit more than all the other races because we were raised by someone of that race, that we know people of that race, and I think that's something that we need to admit to ourselves.
Yeah. Well, it's like there's these great tests that you can take on your bias, like your prejudice, and basically what it does is it gives you two different categories of things. So basically you'd have something where it's like, okay, so if it's a color or a black guy's name, then you put it in this category. Or if it's an animal or a white guy's name, then you put it in this category.
Okay.
And basically what they do is they line it up so that you have to think about, like, you get the thing in question, like race or whatever, gets paired up with opposite things. So you have to figure out where you're faster to sort them into like a good category or a bad category. So it's like something, an adjective that's, that's good, and like something that's associated with race.
Yeah.
And then you flip it, and then so it's the other way. So it's something that's bad, and then it's associated with race. And you figure out how you sort faster. Ooh. So if you automatically, like, when you see a black person's name, you put it in the bad category faster than you would put it in the good category, because your brain is automatically wired to think that way, and that association already exists. I did a terrible job of explaining that.
That's how you can prove people are gay, when they start putting like penis things out of the good category. They're like, ooh, schlong dong, okay, over, then they're like, man, you might be gay,
right?
Man, you might be racist. You keep putting Tyrese's name in the bad category, you might be racist. I'm sorry, I just think Tyrese is a terrible name.
It's a terrible name.
It is.
Yeah,
just like Steve Harvey. Anyway,
so, yeah, Steve Harvey. Fuck Steve Harvey.
Have you ever met a white guy named Tyrese?
Yes. Actually.
Only once. It didn't last very long, I think.
Ben, we're going to miss you. You brought a sense of education to an otherwise classless fucking podcast.
Yay.
We wish you the best in Arizona. Why don't you ask Nick the classic enders?
Nick, what makes you fat?
What makes me fat? high glucose, corn syrup. There we go. That's what it is.
What makes you dumb?
The amount of free porn there is. I could be reading, but I'm not.
And what makes you angry?
The amount of pay for product porn there is that should be free. All right, it's like sending like the Red Cross to Katrina and saying, no, some of you guys got to pay for that.
Just the white people.
Once again, this is Fat, Dumb, and Angry. We had Nick Sabansky and Ben Z leaving.
I'm waiting for Ben.
I'm waiting for him.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we were waiting on something.
I'm looking at pictures of Miley Cyrus sucking an inflatable penis.
Well, at least you're using your time well. Is it hot?
No.
I mean, yeah, I know, but at least she chose a white penis.
Right.
She at least made the sensible choice.
I wouldn't have been able to fit the black one on stage.
Well, yeah, of course, that too, but